What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be different as I want to make more educational type videos, such as like tier lists or anti-gate breakdowns. And today I'm going to be making a tier list on where I believe each hero stands in Dominion as a casual solo queue player. At the time of recording this video, it's almost a couple days from the end of year 7 and beginning of year 8, so I'm going to start off explaining the tiers. S tier is going to be any character that you could pick and succeed in most of your games without any sort of difficulty, and then D tier is going to be the characters that you can still do well in, but you're going to either have to avoid a certain playstyle or just be far better than the other team. Most of them I feel like are going to be around the B tier because almost every character is viable in this game right now. There's just some that are far better or far worse. So let's get started. This is like my third time redoing this because I realize that when I write a script or I wing it, I either read it too fast or I completely forget everything. So we're gonna redo this again, starting with Warden. I'm just putting him in the middle for now. He's not the best in 4v4s. He's got good hitboxes, has unblockables, decent damage. He's got a roll catch. He's one of the few characters in the game that still has stamina drain on their bashes. The only thing he suffers with is the fact that he just has no hyper armor in the game, so it's hard for him to get any damage out, even if he lands a fully charged bash, because none of his heavies have hyper armor. So he's a pretty easy character to peel in Dominion, so that's why I'm putting him in the middle. All right, Conquer, same spot, kind of the same type of situation as Warden with a little bit less. He might even be down at C, but we'll see, because I mean, he's got good defense. He's got some of the best defensive perks in the game, being Bastion, Last Stand, Vengeful Barrier, and Bulk Up. He's got a good all guard that's got a good hitbox and can recovery cancel. He just has some of the worst feats in the game, and he has no roll catch, and that's really his big problem. Because like you can do good with him. I think I'm gonna put him in C because a lot of people run away in casual Dominion, so him not being able to do that or catch up to anyone rolling away, and the fact that he does such little damage even with all the unblockables, he's just not the best, but he can survive for a good while. Next up, got PK. PK is our first true duelist, although I'm gonna put her at C because I mean, she's really good in the 1v1s, has some good damage, has Last Laugh as a feat, which is really busted, and has got okay mobility since her dagger cancel can recovery cancel into dodge, so at least she can roll away and stuff, or at least like spread out during fights. She's got an okay roll catch with her dodge forward heavy. It's not the best, but it's more than him. I think I'm gonna do that. But her thing is that she can't execute very well because it's hard for her to get guard breaks and land anything other than a zone that's an unblockable. And all you have to do is externally block her, and then she's basically useless. I might put like most of the duelists down here even, but I think Last Laugh and her 1v1s kind of save her, at least on a casual level. Next up, we got Lawbringer. This might be my first controversial one. I'm putting this guy in A. Lawbringer's got some of the best survivability in the game because he's got the 4 best perks in the game for defensive characters. Got hyper armor, has wide swinging unblockable heavies, has some of the highest damaging punishes. He's good for ganks because the long arm is good enough, and it can stall for revenge, so all you have to do is get a guard break, throw into a wall, long arm, and half your revenge, if not more, is gone. He's got good feats. He has Jug, and he's got the bombs, which are really tough for people to deal with. Got the furthest throw in the game next to Shaman, so ledging is very easy with this character. The one thing that he suffers from is no roll catch, and it's absolutely dreadful being able to just roll away from this guy and he can't do anything. Next up, Centurion. I'm slapping this guy in D. He's just not a 4v4 character. He is he's a very high tier duelist, but in terms of 4v4, he can just get shut out entirely. I would say he's better off in scenarios where it's a 1v2, but anything more than that, this guy's not doing anything until he gets revenge. He's got Pugio, which is a broken feat, and Haymaker really helps him. It gets him like stupid heavy parry punishes. He's another one of those characters besides Warden that still has stam drain. I don't know why this character has stam drain on his bashes, because he bashes more than anyone in the game. He's got no hitboxes for externals other than his zone attack, but it's just a regular attack, so you can just completely negate it by just blocking. The only thing he does have in the 1v1s is the variable timed heavies, which against casual people, it's impossible for them to deal with. That kind of helps, but he's just super punishable from peels and stuff, and has no way of getting into like deep into his chain without just getting light interrupted by anyone else. So that's why I'd put him down here. And the reason I put him lower than PK In terms of dueling, PK is way worse than Centurion, but at least PK has recovery cancels, so she can move around. This guy can't. That's why I'll put him here. Next up, Glad. Gladiator is definitely better than Conqueror and better than PK, if I could put him there. Yeah, he's way better than PK because at least he's got better damage. He's a better like 4v4 because he does have somewhat decent hitboxes, but you're not really going to be getting very many external kills because it's not that big. Pause. His dodge bash does give him a lot of iframes and mobility, so he can't move around in fights and be kind of hard to hit. Does have really high damaging punishes and the ability to gank with the toe stab and the bleed and stuff. Got okay feats. I mean, Haymaker's good on him, but it's not even close to Centurion's benefit from it, because Gladiator doesn't really bash unless he's doing the dodge bash. Everything else, it's kind of pointless to even use it on this character. Got an okay roll catch, just a dodge forward light, which can help, but it's not really anything impressive. But he just cannot clear minions, which is really important in Dominion, especially on a casual level, because if you pay attention in the minion lane, you'll win most of your games. So many people ignore it in this game, it's insane. That's what another thing Lawbringer has. Most of these characters have better minion clear. Centurion's is better, PK's is not. Conqueror is good because he's got an infinite chain. Warden's is okay. Lawbringer's is really good because of his hitboxes. Some of these things are going to be like repeats and stuff. Like a lot of the heavies is going to be the perks that I go over and stuff, but I'll try to keep it a little consistent or whatever. All right, BP, first S tier. This guy is impossible to kill if you're good with him in a casual level. This dude can just hold down the fort for an hour straight and there's nothing you can do. Easily the highest survivability in the game because he's got shields, he's got the 4 best perks in the game, he's got crushing counters, his flip counters everything in the game besides guard breaks. He's got stam drain, he's got multiple bashes, solid hitboxes, can external because he's got an unblockable. He's just a good character all around. To just, if you're losing a lot of games and tired of getting external, just pick this guy. Free game almost every single time. A lot of people, when they see a Blackbriar, just get scared and run away and don't even want to bother fighting. So it's kind of worth picking if you're just having a bad day. He does have an okay roll catch. It's really pitiful a lot of the times. People can roll away and you still can't catch up to him, and his forward movement on most of his attacks are terrible. So if you like pre-dodge and undodgeable, like roll away, sometimes I can't even reach. It's kind of dumb. He's got no mobility in team fights, but that's not really that big of a deal because of his recovery flips. And his minion clear is terrible, so just don't really, unless you absolutely have to, I would avoid him. But he does also have like the one feat that everyone complains about, which is really not that bad in theory. It's Oathbreaker, because it only happens once or twice a game at most. It is annoying, but it's not close compared to like Last Laugh or some of the other feats in this game. But I gotta say, Blackbriar is easily first S tier for casual Dominion. Next up, Warmonger. I'd put her in B, maybe even A. I'll put her in A for now, because it's her corruption. In a casual level of Dominion, nobody knows what they're doing against corruption, so a lot of the times you can just get away with free team wipes from a single use of it. Got good iframes on her dodge heavy, pretty good in a 1v1, has hyper armor, got a good roll catch because it's undodgeable too. Like, she's just an overall good pick, pretty safe and stuff. It's just she's kind of boring in my opinion. But if you want to just win games, I mean, just use corruption, and it's people just freak out, don't even know what they're doing. Next up, Griffin. I'll put him in B tier for now. Very slept on character for sure. He's got really high damage, easy hyper armor, good externals, good roll catcher, good feeds, and he's really good against cleansing, against fire and bleed and stuff. People don't pick him very much, but he is good against characters that can't get away from wide swinging hitboxes or any like recovery cancels, because he can get so much free damage in team fights. He's really hard to peel, and a lot of people don't fight him very often, so he's a pretty good pub stomper. Starting with the first Viking, we got Raider, same thing as Griffin basically. Really good at trading, really high damage, big hitboxes, good ability to ledge. He's not the best in 1v1s, but he can still do it. He doesn't have a real roll catch, which really sucks. You could just roll away from him and his dodge forward light's not really going to catch you. Unless you hit a really early timing or really delay it, it's not going to catch anyone. His main strength in Dominion is the Fury Flask combo. It's the most broken combo in the game of feats because it just does like 110 damage and there's nothing you can do about it unless you roll away and cleanse instantly. But even then, the 80 initial damage of the blow up is stupid. I think I might, no, yeah, I think that's fine right there for now. Another thing to note is his trading is good as long as the enemy doesn't have a recovery cancel. Otherwise, you're losing the trade 99% of the time if they know what they're doing. Next up, Zerk. Zerker, yeah, I'm putting him in A because a lot of people in this game have no idea how to deal with his external dodge attacks. They just can't, or even in 1v1 scenarios, they don't really know how to counter the feint to light and stuff. Like, he's pretty oppressive to most people in this game. Got hyper armor, really high damaging punishes, easy unblockable access, has the Fury Flash combo, and he's got the chase down mechanic with the dodge forward, so you're not running away from this guy. Just a solid pick. Is just really nothing else to it. It doesn't really have very many downsides, except for it can be kind of hard to get into his offense if the person knows how to block or even parry. One of his strengths is against Blackbriar. He's one of the only 2 characters that has an unflippable deflect, so he can actually stop Blackbriar a lot. But yeah, I think A is good for him. Valk is another slept on. She's either top B or bottom A, solely for the Juggernaut and Fury Flask combo. That's an insane set of feats for a character. Juggernaut is really stupid, but Fury Flask, like, if you combine those two, like, you can't stop this character. Her All Guard can shut out a lot of people. It's unreactable. She's got good hitboxes, high damage, crushing counters to deal with like externals that aren't unblockable. Like, she's a solid character, and most people just don't really play her a lot. Really good minion clear. She can clear that pretty fast, so not really gonna be losing the minion lane a lot. I apologize if I'm going very fast or I'm just skipping all over the place. This is actually the first tier list video I've ever done, so I'm just getting used to talking out of my ass for the most part. Next up, Warlord, or as I like to call him, Borlord. Yeah, I mean, you could succeed with him because he can ledge very well. He's got the Jug and Fury Flask combo, has hyper armor for trading, crushing counters. His All Guard can shut a lot of people out. He's just super boring. I was a little bit of animosity. I was going to put him down there just because I think he's the most boring character in the game. But if you just play on like high fort and just ledge with Juggernaut all the time, you're not going to lose it as this guy. But he's just average because he's got nothing going for him. His bash isn't as strong as it used to be on a casual level because a lot of people couldn't react to the 100 millisecond startup. Highlander, some people might complain. I would say, honestly, for the most part, you can get away with him. Maybe at C. Like, he's got a lot of high damaging attacks, which a lot of people kind of forget. Like, 30 damage for an unblockable is insane against most people. Got crushing counters, hyper armor. He is really slow, but I mean, you can use the rush feat to at least counteract that. He just really struggles in doing anything other than defensive dodge attack and hyper armor trading in a team fight because your offensive stance is not getting used unless you're in a like 2v1 scenario. That's really where he struggles. He's got good minion clear because his zone attack's not bad, but other than that, he's not special. I mean, he does have Fury Flask again, so it makes him just free, but it's just he doesn't have very much offensive capabilities in offensive form. Shaman is another. That's going to be a free character if you pick her. She's got like one of the best 1v1 potential in the game. The bite damage to heal like swing is broken, at least in today's day, or like today's. It still does 30 damage and a 10 damage heal, so it's a 40 damage swing, which is insane for a bite that's not hard to get because it's unreactable. Very high mobility with her movement speed. You're not rolling away from him because she has a chase down. Got the highest throw distance in the game because it guarantees a bash too, so ledging is not a problem with this character. As Fury Flask, the only thing that she kind of struggles with is externals, but at least she has an unblockable to get to that. So she's just a free pick, especially if you're in a 1v1 with most people. They're not doing anything against him. Yorm is definitely no, Yorm might be D. Actually, I changed my mind. Yeah, no, Yorm is middle C. The only reason I put him here because I'm just trying to think of like on a casual level of people just spamming attacks, feeding revenge all the time. This character is hard to kill because he's got the feats that give him shield. He's got the 4 perks that also give him shield. And if you pair that with the revenge bug, this character is going to get really hard to kill if you just keep feeding revenge and he gets slams. Other than that, he's got low damage. He's easy to peel because he doesn't have very good like attacks. They're all slow. Only one has hyper armor. And even his slam isn't like uninterruptible anymore, so it's just really easy to stop. If he had more, it was like his old slam where it was uninterruptible, then I would probably put him higher up here, but for now, it's just she's just mediocre. Varangian Guard. Yeah, it might be because she's new. Maybe I'll just put her in B. I'm not going to put her in A because she's new, so a lot of people are struggling against her, but she is good. Really high survivability, big hitboxes, good forward movement on those attacks, so you are going to catch a lot of people from pretty far away. Good 1v1 with her headbutt mix-up and even like her soft feints and stuff. The All Guard completely shuts down anyone like Berserker who just does external dodge attacks all the time with recovery cancels because it completely stops them. Crushing counter lights for both like opener and finisher lights. She's got a good revenge stall. If someone feeds revenge and just throws lights, you can just keep All Guard bashing him into a wall over and over, and there's nothing they can do. Her feats are okay, and she's actually the first heavy that doesn't have the good perks, which I'm really sad about. Roll catch isn't good. Minion clear is terrible, and she just doesn't have good mobility. I think she actually is A, because I mean her ability to actually kill people in the game is really high, and just shutting people out that are actually really strong, like Zerker and Orochi. She really puts a hold on those characters. Yeah, she is better than Warmonger, I would say. Kensei. Kensei is in the middle. All the Vanguards are just kind of, they're good in their own way. They have their own strengths and weaknesses. Kensei's got good damage and easy trades. He's just really slow. He's got really high damage and stuff. Yeah, really high damage, unblockable, good mix-up, good dodge attack. Pretty good feats, especially on a casual level. The unblockable one is really gonna get a lot of people frustrated if they can't parry lights and you just use unblockable lights all the time. There's nothing they can do. Really good minion clear, just a solid character. Like, you're never gonna really do bad if you pick this character. I mean, you can do bad, but like, you're not really gonna throw games more if you pick characters like Sent and you're not very good. Orochi, easy S tier in a casual level. This character's hard to stop for most people. I'm noticing that even if they have undodgeables in their kit, they're just not using their brain enough to use it against this character. 75% of people in the game can't deal with the dodge forward mix-up like Bash, Light, Storm Rush. He has Ki and Fear itself, which are very annoying to go against. His side heavy finishers are really overtuned with high damage, big hitboxes, and insane forward movement. But this character can just spin around the entire fight and go completely unchecked unless you have like anyone with an All Guard. But even then, if it's a character that has like the recovery cancels, he can just or if they like if he uses like a zone attack that has the superior effect, he could just zone and then dodge away from the follow-up. He's just a strong pick. He's not better than Black Prior, I would say, because he can just shut anyone out. But this guy, you will definitely do well if you can get good with him. Nobushi. Yeah, Nobushi's just bad right now. Her mix-up, for the most part, is pretty reactable. On a casual level, her lights can just stomp people that can't deal with it, and it gets pretty oppressive, and she has really high damage for her heavies if they are bleeding. But anyone who can block or can get one light parry, and this character's not doing anything other than clearing minions for the rest of the game. She needs like some help. I don't know, it might just be like a buff to her bash or some other way of making her strong. Maybe like a PK type of thing where she gets unblockable attacks when bleeding. I don't know. She needs help. Not very good. You're just gonna have to put in a lot more work. That's the thing. All of these characters you can play and win games. It's just the lower you are on the list, the more work you're gonna have to do for yourself to carry the games to a win, because you don't have that much of an impact on just existing as a whole. Because like these characters, they're just oppressive, and just existing slows the game down. Shigoki. I would say no, I'm gonna put him in B. I can figure this out. He's got the variable timed heavies, again, really hard for people to deal with. He's got Jug, got hyper armor, big unblockable hitboxes. He just has no movement. He's just really slow. He can gank with the hug and stuff, but a lot of the times they're getting interrupted. Same with Shaman's Bite. I forgot to mention that. Like if you're picking Shaman and you're going for a bite, a lot of the times you're gonna get interrupted. That's kind of something to look out for. But if you're actually with a decent team and they pay attention to the bite, you're getting insane value off of it from this character. This one, on the other hand, not that big of a damage swing. Still okay, but it just feeds way more revenge because you just get interrupted 100 times more and it's way reactable. Shinobi. Another dumb character. Completely negates half the things or half the mechanics in the game. Probably the highest mobility in a fight in the game with the backflips, the dodges. It's gonna be pretty hard to stop this character, and I would probably even put him over Black Prior because he can even deflect Prior and there's nothing he can do about it. He's got Ki and the passives that give him stamina and health, so whenever he's in revenge, he's just farming all of his health back, which can be really annoying to stop. And his gank potential with the Sickle Rain pin is very annoying for most people. It just feeds it does a lot of damage and it just gives free damage. If you play against a Shinobi that actually knows how to do the dodge forward bash in the heavy roll bash, that whole gank, you're losing 75% of your health and you're not doing anything about it. It takes two to do it, because obviously, but if they know how to do that gank where it's, let me be more specific with it. If Shinobi does dodge forward kick into bash and then rolls, someone like Raider can do a top heavy after the kick follow up, do another top heavy, the Shinobi will roll, do a backflip kick, guarantees the heavy, and then does that 2 more times for all of Raider's heavies, and it's the most free gank in the game. He's just really annoying. I call him a pest for a reason, because he's really hard to kill and just kind of tags you every once in a while, and it's just really annoying. Aramusha is just, he's solid. He's good at shutting out externals with his all guard, but it's kind of hard with time because you have to time it more than just sitting there as like Conqueror or something. He's got good 1v1s. He does have Jug to stall, good minion clear. He's really slow, can't really get around fights much, and his really only mix up is Ring the Bell for the most part. He's okay. He's just a decent character, and he does have the feats, or not the feats, the perks that keep him alive a lot longer. So he's a good staller. Hitokiri. I'm putting her up here solely if you're the variable timed heavy Hito. If you're one that actually tries to kick and stuff, I would say it's more B tier, but if you're just a variable timed heavy Hito, it's an A tier. Nobody knows how to deal with it. Nobody can stop it because of the hyper armor. And a lot of the times you're just getting free value. And you got the feat that allows you to execute without interruption unless you get bashed. She's got the perks to keep her alive longer, and she's got the one-shot mix-up, which a lot of people don't even know how to deal with it. And even if they're not running that, they're running Fear itself, which is paired with her variable timed heavies is really difficult to deal with. She's a good just spammy character, like just doing variable timed heavies over and over, and it's kind of free wins. Kyoshin's good. Doesn't have anything super special going for him. He's just good at stopping Orochis or Zerkers from just externaling all the time. Really all he's known for and all he's used for. He's got easy access to an unblockable, so if you're in a gank, you can just spam it to get them to try to go for parries. Easy gank with the Kaze stance. It's pretty reactable for most people after the 3rd hit for them to realize to throw a hit. Decent minion clear, pretty good feats. He's just not bad. He's a very solid pick. Tiandi is here, I think. Yeah, I'd put him here. He's pretty hard to hit. He can just wiggle around the fight all the time with his dodge attacks. Good dodge forward mix up. It's really hard for people to deal with because of the undodgeable dodge forward light. Really good hitboxes with the zone attack. His kick is good in a gank scenario. It just does feed a lot of revenge. He's got really good feats with the Vital Leech and Indomitable. You're staying alive a lot with this character. Even if you're not using the Indomitable, he does have Last Laugh, which is just a freebie. Just a good character to kind of move around fights and be annoying. Next up, JJ. I want to put him here. He might be top of A. I don't see enough of JJ in this game. Like, he's got insane hitboxes. They're all unblockable. Got hyper armor on his heavies. He's got a high mobility dodge attack to move around fights. He's got recovery cancel with the Sifu stance, and the Sifu stance zone is really good at countering a lot of people, or peeling too. He's got the best perks in the game with the 4. He's got good feats. He has Fire Flask. He has Phalanx. Doesn't have the best roll catcher. It still catches a lot of people, but just even then, his regular heavies have a ton of forward movement, so you're hitting people from really far away. He can stall revenge with his parry choke punish, where you could just hold them there. And if you wall splat, they're basically not going to use revenge at all. This guy's just strong. And his parry punishes and out of stamina punishes are very high damage, like some of the highest next to a Lawbringer. He's just really not used enough in casual. Nusha, don't even bother. Realistically, unless you just absolutely love playing the character, I would not bother in 4v4s. She can't really do much unless it's an all guard character that likes to just sit there. Then she could trap, but other than that, she's kind of just a minion clear with the caltrops and her zone attack. She doesn't have movement, no recoveries, no unblockables, mediocre hitboxes. She's got the highest, like, really high damaging in her 1v1s, but if anyone shows up at any point in that fight, you're gonna lose it. Shaolin, Shaolin's good. I feel like I might move more. No. Yeah, that's fine. Shaolin's good. He's got good 1v1, good mobility, good survivability with the tier 3 healing feat from his stance attacks. He's got no unblockables, which does hurt, but he does have undodgeables, which really help counter some of the high mobility characters. And he's got the teleport feat, so if you lose a fight, you can just get right back into it. He's good. His mix-up is strong, especially if people don't know that you can only dodge to the right of the sweep, otherwise a hit's guaranteed because of the weird hitbox. I feel like most people know that now, but he's a good pick. You're never gonna go wrong. Zhanhu is another solid pick. Good hitboxes, good mix-up potential, good feats, has last laugh. Even the fire feeds are annoying unless the person knows that the deflect mechanic on the bomb exists, which nobody really does. Really, yeah, unblockables that are easy to access. The dodge attack, you can move around with the recovery cancels. Like, it's annoying, and she's got really good tools in team fights, so she's a good pick. Can never go wrong with Zhanhu. Pirate to the casuals, I would put up here. Maybe top of A because of the nerfs. I don't know. I would say this character has way more annoying things to most people. The recovery cancels, the dodge attacks, the dodge forward heavy with the hyper armor and unblockable, the gunshot having insane forward movement. This character can get around a fight and stay alive forever, especially with Indomitable and the gunshot feats and stuff. Really hard to kill, really hard to deal with, especially if you don't have undodgeables, which most people do, or don't actually. A lot of people just don't know how to deal with any characters with dodge attack or any dodge recoveries, but this one specifically, a lot of people don't know how to deal against Pirate. The sad thing is that she's not even that good anymore compared to what she used to be, but it's just her ability to move around uncontested in most casual games is what keeps her here. Next up, Medjai. Free, just absolute free kills when you're playing in casual games. Just stay in staff form and just zone heavy light. That's all you gotta do. Never go into axe form unless you're in a 1v1. Even then, it still sucks. As long as you just stay in staff form and with the current one, with the rework, he might even still be here, but he might just be like maybe a little bit worse. This character's good, and you'll get free kills all the time. Afira, another one. Yeah, she's got insane punishes, insane mobility with the flips and all that. Crushing counters on both finisher and follow-up lights. Pretty high damaging punishes. Really good feats that completely negate revenge a lot of the time. Just another really annoying character to fight against, especially with all of her frame advantage. I would say she's definitely... maybe in terms of dealing with, she's higher up here, because a lot of people can't fight this character. She can kind of just get away with a lot of stuff for free. Yeah, I think this is where she would go, because like all these characters, if you just pick, you're gonna do well. I'm assuming you know how to effectively play them, you're gonna do well playing these characters. Last but not least, Ocelot. He's okay. Yeah, he's all right. He's got good chain potential and just never stopping on attack, because you could just chain infinitely with this guy, and his follow-up bash, if missed, can even chain, so he's kind of hard to punish. Just doesn't really have anything special. He can just kind of swing. Really all he's got is the ability to swing. Nothing special on the feats. They were argued to be broken, but they're kind of just whatever. But I think he's just in the middle. Not bad, not good. Just kind of whatever. I think that's, yeah, I'm kind of happy with this. I feel like there's too many S tier, but at the same time, not really, because this is, in a casual sense, there's not really a whole lot of like real bad or like a whole little amount of really good. Because I'm trying to think of like any public match I've ever played, these characters, if they're played by someone who knows what they're doing, will stomp people 9 times out of 10. Some of these a little more than others, but a lot of times you can shut them out. But these ones for sure are really annoying to deal with if they're really good with them. So I think it's a solid one. I think that's gonna be my tier list for the end of year 7 season 4. Let me know what you guys think, if I should do this again or put more effort. I mean, I did sit here for an hour straight, or 2 hours typing in an hour straight trying to get my thoughts on this. So let me know what you guys think, and if I should do this again, at least twice a season maybe. But thanks for watching, and peace out.